If Sochi medals are reallocated, proposals could define how it's done. Katie Uhlaender looks at the weight Chaunte Lowe had for her Olympic medal and feels lucky. Uhlaender stands to see her fourth-place finish in skeleton upgraded to a bronze 4 years after the Sochi Games. Lowe only found out late last year that she would receive her high jump bronze medal from the 2008 Olympics in Beijing after retesting revealed anti-doping violations by the women ahead of her. Uhlaender, a 4-time Olympian, is one of dozens of athletes who could see their results upgraded after the International Olympic Committee stripped Russian athletes of 13 medals they won in Sochi. "I feel blessed that they're doing something about it so soon," said Uhlaender, who was one spot behind now disqualified bronze medalist Elena Nikitina. Within the same quad, they're taking action. "What I'm hoping is that with this type of decision and this type of stance the IOC is taking that they hold the line, because it has to start somewhere." More, Lowe Bailey not ready to retire yet, Pai's first Olympic medal in biathlon. More, skier Steven Nyman will miss Pyeongchang with torn ACL. The IOC's sanctions of Russian athletes are under review by the Court of Arbitration for Sport, which is expected to announce its decision this week. If the CAS affirms the anti-doping rule violations for the athletes' role in Russia's system of doping and the sanctions, the IOC can reallocate the medals. The IOC aimed to hold ceremonies to do that in Pyeongchang, but with the Olympics opening on February 9 that seems less likely. Recognizing the value of athletes' missed podium moments, the IOC's Athletes Commission will make a proposal to the Executive Board Sunday during its meeting in advance of the Pyeongchang Games. The goal is to find a variety of ways to recognize athletes who later receive a medal or see one upgraded. As athletes, we understand that if you missed that opportunity, that's what you compete for, is to be on the podium, to hear the anthem or to hear your family cheering for you in the stands, said Angela Ruggiero, chair of the Athletes Commission and a member of the IOC Executive Board. "It is really important." Speaking before the commission made its proposal, Ruggiero said it plans to suggest a number of options that athletes can choose from for a medal reallocation ceremony. "We want them to have that moment rather than predetermine what it looks like," Ruggiero said. The Commission's proposal would apply to any future ceremonies if it is adopted by the Executive Board. But a system of doping in Russia creates an immediate opportunity to offer these options to athletes. The IOC's commission chaired by Denis Oswald sanctioned 43 athletes for participating in the Russian system. Of those, 42 appealed their decisions to CAS. That includes all medalists who had their results disqualified. Two WADA commissioned investigations in 2015 and 2016 revealed widespread and state-sponsored doping in Russia that included covering up positive tests and sample tampering during the 2014 Sochi Olympics. One of those investigations, which was led by Canadian lawyer Richard McLaren, found a scheme of urine swapping through a hole in the wall in Sochi. The Oswald Commission accepted McLaren's findings and sanctioned athletes based on their participation in the scheme and, in many cases, evidence of tampering in their samples or bottles. McLaren and Gregory Rodchenkov, the former Moscow lab director and architect of the system who has since come forward as a whistleblower, were expected to testify in the CAS hearings. Even if CAS upholds the sanctions against the Russian athletes, the timing with just about a week until the Games makes it less likely the IOC could hold reallocation ceremonies there. "I think a lot of athletes wanted to try and get this ready for Pyeongchang, but given the legal process we want to respect every single athlete," Ruggiero said. "If the case is that we're not able to reallocate in Pyeongchang, you can expect a lot of really beautiful ceremonies, I think, even post-Pyeongchang. For as nice and as personalized as the IOC can make these ceremonies, it recognizes that it cannot give athletes the moment they should have had on the podium. For Uhlaender, that's even more irreplaceable. She had hoped to get on the podium alongside Stephen Holcomb, a USA bobsled pilot and her best friend. Holcomb died unexpectedly in May. He piloted the U.S. 2-man and 4-man sleds to bronze medals in Sochi, and both could be upgraded silver with the disqualification of the gold medal-winning Russian sleds in both events. "The Olympics were very emotional, but one of my first thoughts was my best friend, Stephen Holcomb," Because he was taking a stand with clean athletes, for clean sport, Uhlaender said. I think he had a better understanding than I even do, cause I don't know what I missed out on. I left my heart and soul out on the ice in Sochi, and I literally can't change anything and couldn't have changed how I raced. U.S. skeleton athlete Matt Antoine could see his bronze upgraded to silver after Russian Alexander Treshchikov had his gold medal disqualified. Latvia's Martins Džukars stands to take the gold in that event, while Tomas Džukars would move up from fourth to take bronze. The brothers didn't get their moment on the podium together in Sochi. I haven't put too much thought or stock into it yet because I know it's going through the appeals process, Antoine said earlier this month. Until something is official, I won't be changing the bio on my Twitter or anything like that. I hate to say that I knew it, but the reality is a lot of us in the sport kind of knew what was going on for a while. How athletes currently get reallocated medals can vary widely and is the end of a process that typically takes years. With advancements in testing, samples are later retested and reveal doping. After that, athletes still have a right to appeal their anti-doping rule violations. Athletes in line to be upgraded also often have their samples retested, adding time to the process. Famously, U.S. shot putter Adam Nelson picked his gold medal from the 2004 Olympics in an airport food court. He was honored with a ceremony at the U.S. Olympic track and field trials in 2016. Ruggiero attended the IF World Championships last year, where the federation reallocated several track and field medals. American Carrie Gowker was among them, with her 10,000 meters bronze from the 2007 Worlds upgraded to silver. It will never be what it could have been for them in that moment in time, but given everything I thought it was done very well, Ruggiero said. And the athletes were really happy to have that moment at Worlds. While the IOC works on giving athletes the closest thing to the Olympic moment they missed, Uhlaender remains focused on Pyeongchang and her hopes of racing in a cleaner field. A few more weeks hardly seems too much when she's already waited 4 years for a medal that she knows could be hers. I don't know what it's like to be on the podium, she said. I don't know what it's like to be an Olympic medalist. I'm still striving for that. Contributing, Roxana Scott.